Hey guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back. My name is Rebecca Pebble. I am your one-stop shop for all things creative, weird, and wonderful. Welcome. Today is my very first Q&A video, which I'm really excited about. I got some really awesome questions and I still will take some if you guys would like, and I can continue this series. I actually think this might get broken down into parts potentially, so we'll see about that. But I am really excited. Before I get started though, I would like to direct you guys over to my website, www.rebeccapebble.com. All smushed together, no separations or underscore or anything like that. I say this because I don't know if you guys have been there ever or recently, it's okay. But I have put so much content on there that's not YouTube related. A lot of it actually is my writing. So if you're someone that's looking for something to read or something to do or want to hear my thoughts on something, please check out my website because I think you'll find some really interesting things over there. And actually I've written a few children's books and illustrated. So they're up there and they have links to Amazon. And I have a bunch of articles that I've put up on Elephant Journal, which are really interesting. And I'm surprised at how well they've been received. My first article I put on Elephant Journal, actually, my very first article I'd ever written, ever. And they emailed me, the editor said, "We love it and we want to promote it to our magazine section." So that was really exciting. So yeah, please check it out. I showcase how I'm in an escape room because I played a character, and so she's still there. I'm not there, obviously, but my character is stuck in the escape room. And I'm trying to think of what other goodies are over there that you guys might enjoy. One of the sketches I wrote for a Fringe festival is on there, and you can see me performing that. I wrote that and I performed in it. And I have so many other sketches. I read one this morning that I did. I was thinking, I need to put this one out somehow too. I'm actually sitting on a lot in my Google Drive. I have folders upon folders of songs, sketches, TV show ideas. I have different plays I've written, a musical I started writing, my novel, obviously, children's books. So I don't know. I feel like I'm sitting on all this stuff and I want collaborators. I want people, I need, I don't know, somewhere for those things to go. I feel like I'm sitting on them, but I think in time I'm trusting that the right doors will open and I'll make the right connections, and hopefully these projects, if they're meant to go somewhere, will. And if they're not, that's okay too. So yes, RebeccaPebble.com, please check it out. Maybe there's something there you'd enjoy. Or if you see it and you're like, oh, this is not really my cup of tea, but maybe you know someone that would enjoy a children's book or reading an article or even my YouTube channel, send them my way, please. Thank you. All right, so I printed out the questions, and gosh, you guys, thank you. You asked such great questions that got me thinking and got me excited. And I'm really grateful for that. And I hope you don't mind. I'm going to call out the person who, I say call out, I'm going to announce, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to showcase the person who gave me the question because I really appreciate it. I hope you guys don't mind, especially my introverted friends. I know that's like a big thing in classrooms when you're teachers. Sometimes the introverted children, especially, not always, and there are extroverts that feel this way too, honestly, don't like being called out. But hopefully this is okay because you guys, the ones that asked me, I feel very confident that you'll be okay with it. So here we go. I'm just gonna go down the list, the order that they were given to me. And like I said, we'll see how long this goes. I don't want this to be super long, so it might be chunked. So my first question is from Alexander. Hi, Alexander. Thank you so much. And Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, Guten Abend. I don't know what time it is in Germany, but a big warm hello to you. I hope you're well. And I always appreciate your thoughtful comments. And you've always encouraged me. You've always asked how I am. You've always you've always asked about my mom, who's going through cancer, which I guess I can talk about with one of your questions. And you you're just a very thoughtful, caring individual, and I appreciate that. And I know you've been jonesing for some collaborations with me and others, and I need to get on that. I haven't forgotten. Sometimes I put things in the back of my head, and they're always there, but I need to bring it to the forefront and make it happen. So this is for Alexander. He asked, how am I doing? I'm doing well, actually, right now. In this moment in space and time, I'm okay. But if I'm completely honest, and those of you who go to my website and read my articles, you'll be like, whoa. Because actually one of the first ones that's on there is called An Extrovert Alone in Isolation. And that was when I was in a really low point during this quarantine. I just was I was enveloped in such darkness, which I know people that see my videos and see me, I seem bubbly and happy and positive or whatever, you know, and I am. This isn't a facade. It's just I'm a complex human being with a myriad of emotions, and I definitely have been through some things recently, and then this on top of it, the quarantine on top of it and everything really exacerbated depression and anxiety and things like that. So I struggle with that, and I've had some really, really bad days, and I've had some good days. Not great recently. I mean, the quarantine, there's this quote that says, like, nothing takes this taste out of peanut butter quite like unrequited love. And I think nothing takes the zest out of life quite like a global pandemic. So take that for what you will. So yeah, I think I'm right there with most people. It varies. It varies day to day. It varies moment to moment. Overall, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm thankful. I'm alive and I have a place to stay. And although I am unemployed, I'm thankful that I'm pursuing what I love, and that I'm able to do so thanks to my savings account. Although your savings can't save you forever, so I know that. So I'm busting my butt trying to make it happen. Make it happen! So yeah, so I'm doing okay, and I'm being really honest with you guys. But I mentioned my mom. I saw her yesterday, and she's still battling cancer. Right now, she's kind of on a downward. I don't know, not doing so well, but she goes through different things, and so I'm hoping she's got an upswing, and so I'm staying strong, and yeah. So overall, life's going okay, and I'm trying to stay positive. How are you doing, Alexander? And how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's well. He asked me a few questions. So the next question is, what is my human design chart? And for those of you that don't know, I'm not going to do this justice by any means. I studied human design, not in any depth, I'd say. I'm kind of like a breadth person. I'm kind of like a breadth person. That's a weird word, DTH at the end of breadth. Breadth. Where I like to sort of dabble into a lot of things, and I don't really get too deep. It's very rare that I get really deep into I say very rare. That's not true. But I didn't do that with human design. Let's just say that. I started. So I'm going to touch on it, but I don't think, unfortunately, I don't know too much about it. But it's a system, kind of like Myers-Briggs, where it synthesizes, in a sense, all of the different, like some ancient systems that help you, like the I Ching. What else is in it? Gosh, it's been so long, and my memory is just awful. Astrology is in it. Gosh, so many things, like ancient wisdoms that they put together to try to figure out sort of your proclivities, your path in life, different things like that. And some of it I found to be, it resonated with me, but then some of it I thought, oh, that doesn't quite, not to the degree that like MBTI with the functions and different things like that have spoken to me. So I kind of stepped away from the system, but I think it's great. And I think in time, because I do believe it's newer-ish. And please, if you're into human design, correct me, inform, educate, because it is a really cool system. But I think in time, as they finesse things and refine the system, I think it's just fantastic. I love the idea behind it, of really having a map for who you are. And I actually printed out my human design for you, Alexander. And I'm thinking what I'll probably do, I don't know, I might try to put this graphic on the screen here that I have on paper. But I am a manifesting generator, which I've read before means that as far as projects and collaborations and things, that I should let people come to me and I shouldn't initiate it. That's interesting, because I've tried in the past to start and initiate things and they just seem to dissolve into thin air. So I found myself trying to be more patient and let them come to me. But I don't know. I don't know. I am a 2/4, a hermit opportunist. I do feel like quite a hermit these days. And my definition is split definition, and my inner authority is an emotional solar plexus. So I want to say that's where my power comes from, is my solar plexus, which is a chakra. I'm sending you guys down all these rabbit holes. Well, Alexander's sending you down all these rabbit holes of this is great, self-knowledge and wisdom, and maybe the chakra system. Look into that if you're not familiar. It's very cool. So one thing I do want to note about my human design is, look at this, Alexander. I have these open, was it head and ajna? Whatever it is, my head is open. So basically in the human design system, the things that are colored in are pretty much set for you, but the things that aren't colored in are open. And so you kind of move through the world in a more, I keep wanting to say open way, but the word open, but it's true. You kind of absorb others' energies in that regard. So it makes sense. A lot of times I'm not one to have concrete sort of opinions and ideas and really just hold on tight to things. I think because my mind is, I don't want to say literally open, because this is a symbolic system, but I mean, literally on this, it's just white and open. And I feel like, yep, that's me. That really is me. I'm so open. And then that's why I'm very careful lately as to who I let into my circle and who I let influence me, because I am very easily influenced. There you have it. Now you can, now you know so much about me. You can villainously manipulate my mind. No. Yeah, so that's my human design. His next question was, what is my horoscope? My horoscope is, I am a Sagittarius sun, which is my main sign. I'm Sag. And I'm going to give you two more other flagship markers of my astrology, because one caveat I want to say about astrology real quick is that I think a lot of people just start and stop with the sun sign, and they say, oh, I'm a Sag, so that means I'm XYZ, and maybe they're like, but that doesn't feel quite right. It's like, yeah, because you also have houses and moons and rising signs and et cetera, et cetera. Again, something I've dabbled in but don't have the depth. So if you're an astrologer and you know more, please feel free to give us more information and correct me if I'm wrong. But I am a Sagittarius, which means I love philosophy and travel and adventure, which is so true, and that actually fits me. And it's a fire sign, which perfect, because I feel very passionate all the time. I'm on fire. Yeah, but I also have an Aquarius moon, which I think makes me a bit more of a loner, which is interesting, because I thought, you can blame it on my aqua moon, why I sometimes can be, distant or antisocial, I guess. I'm a weird extrovert in that way. Especially with this quarantine, I'm realizing, while I miss people, I love people, I think I need the interaction less and less. And sometimes people, I think, get that confused with introversion, but I think for me, it comes down to sort of just the influence of the celestial skies. And so, yeah, the aqua moon makes me a little more mystical and detached, I think, in some ways. And then I am a Pisces rising, which would explain why I'm into all this esoteric stuff. Because Pisces are very much that spiritual sign that are big into the mystical ways of the world. And so it's interesting. I have fire, water, and air. So the only thing I'm missing there in my like main three is like earth, and that makes total sense because I feel ungrounded a lot of times. So maybe that explains it. And last from Alexander is, can there be a way for us to beam into your apartment or hang out? I wish! Oh my gosh, I love you guys so much. That would be awesome. I actually made a video of a tour of certain places in my home for the documentary I mentioned, which, side note, I'm out. That will not be happening. I heard from the LA filmmaker, and she unfortunately is going through a lot herself and decided to stop the project. So unfortunately it won't be in a documentary, but that's okay. I feel like there's something else is on the horizon, somewhere, somehow. Sorry, that Simple Minds song came to my head. Somewhere. And so I'm trying not to get too discouraged about it. But I did film my house, so part of me thinks maybe I'll put that video up sometime so you can see it. Alexander, you can see my decor, which my brother was saying yesterday when he saw my house. He said, maybe you should go into interior design. It looks so cool. I thought, oh, well, thank you. I'm proud of myself as well. It's quirky. It's very quirky. But as far as you guys coming over, I mean, honestly, if you ever are in Florida, let me know. I mean, I would love to meet all of you. I've tried to meet, I've met a few YouTubers so far. I've met Dave and Shan from Objective Personality. I've met one of my subscribers, Beatrice. I've met, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? I had plans to meet Brad Williams, but unfortunately his conference was canceled because of everything. So anyway, yes, I would love to meet you. And if I'm ever in Germany, you know, which I hope one day to be, I should let you know, maybe we can meet up. But yes, I wish I could beam everyone in my apartment. I say apartment, house, you said apartment. I live in a house. So thank you, Alexander. Wonderful, wonderful questions. Maybe, you know what? I put live question mark next to that. I think, I don't know if with under 1,000 subscribers if I can do a YouTube live, but maybe I should. That might be the best way to get you guys kind of like in here, and then I could sort of in here, and then I could walk around and show you the place. So we'll see. All right, carry on. Thank you, Alexander. Very nice. Next, I have the Black Fence Cat. Yay! So he has a channel, which I don't think Alexander makes videos, so I don't think he needs his channel promoted. But Black Fence Cat makes music and videos, so please head over there, give him some love, like, subscribe. He's a great viewer, and I really always appreciate the thoughtfulness of your comments. So he asked me, what Spider-Man villain would you like to see in a future Spidey film? Ah, great question. And you know what's funny about this one? My answer is your name. So I would love to see the Black Cat, or Felicia Hardy. So this is a female villain. I'm trying to think like how many female villains we've seen in the MCU, you know, versus, I know at least with Batman, there's, oh gosh, I remember as a kid watching those cartoons and just loving those female villains and wanting to be them so bad, like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, and of course Catwoman. So I think I would love to see Black Cat. I think that would be just so awesome for Spider-Man to have just something different, you know? And I guess part of me is like, well, maybe, you know, in my little idealistic fantasy, it's like, maybe that's the role I was born to play. She's actually one of Spider-Man's love interests. It's really interesting, and they just have a nice, flirty sort of rat-a-tat, and I think that's, I love that when there's sort of this flirtatious, witty banter between characters. That's just, I love it so much. And so I think I would like to see her, but almost with a caveat. I want to play her. It's like nobody else should be playing her. Now I know So maybe I'll do a cosplay. That could be fun. Actually, that's probably what I'll end up doing. But I know someone briefly played Felicia in Spider-Man 2, but she never actually became the villain. So maybe they were hinting at it, maybe they weren't. But hey, but that was with a whole different Spider-Man too. So you get a new Spider-Man, you need a new, villain to go with them. Yeah. And I don't know if I should get into the ins and outs of how Tom Holland and I would probably have good chemistry, at least according to astrological signs. He's a Gemini and I'm a Sag, and his MBTI, ENFP, ENFJ. But anyway, no, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Chemistry doesn't matter for casting, does it? I think way too much about these things. All right, so I'm 20 minutes in. Oh my gosh, this is so long. I hope you guys, if you're hanging in there, thank you. You are my faithful, my true tribe. Next, I have Brad Williams. Oh, thank you, Black Fence Cat, for your comment. The question was beautiful. So Brad Williams asked me 2 questions, and they're very, very nice, and I appreciate Brad. Please go to his channel as well and like and subscribe. Show him some love. He talks about a little more scientific topics than I do, but great causes that I think are important for people to be aware of. And so he will educate you further at Brad Williams' YouTube channel. He asked me, what accomplishment in your life so far are you most proud of? Gosh, that is a really good question. I used to think it would probably be getting my master's degree, but I don't know that that's it. I honestly think making it on my own recently, and even though I haven't given myself that big inner celebration of, you did it, I still am very proud. I was not in a good place. I was divorced, and then really, unfortunately, an abusive relationship, which I'm not going to talk too much about that because I don't want to darken and dampen things, but I think I'm really proud that I was able to get out of things that were not healthy and good for me, and that could have ultimately led to my destruction, and that I'm okay, and that I'm on my own, and I'm making it. I'm surviving, and I'm working towards thriving, but I think it's good for people to know, to see that even though there are people out there like myself that put our content out and we seem happy and we are, but you know what I mean. It's just kind of like Kristen Bell. Am I saying that right? From The Good Place, Kristen Bell? I think so. I'm having like a brain freeze. She's very open about her struggles with depression, anxiety, and I think people, if she didn't say that, they wouldn't assume that. They wouldn't know, because she seems like such a warm, engaging person. And so I think I'm just proud of myself for sort of doing whatever it takes to stay true to me, strip away everything that doesn't serve me, everything that's hurting me, and try to build a life from scratch, starting over from the foundation up. What do I want in my life? Who do I want in my life? And really being very particular and mindful as I craft my life from this moment forward. And I think that's important. If you find yourself in something that your gut, your soul, your heart, whatever, is just like, something's not quite right, just listen to that, because sometimes that small voice will grow, and eventually it's just, you can't not face it. So hopefully that helps somebody to know you're not alone in your struggles, and that you are strong enough, and you can overcome it. You can overcome anything. You are resilient and beautiful and brilliant. which speaks to my next question from Brad, which is, are ENFJs, or maybe any type that has is a high FE user, which is extroverted feeling, which for those of you who aren't aware is one of the functions that the cognitive functions that Carl Jung speaks of how we sort of process and move through the world. And that one is high empathy and warmth and sort of taking care of others. So he said, are ENFJs or any type that has high FE user susceptible to people taking advantage of the FE user's giving nature for selfish reasons? Yes, 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 yes! A million yeses. Gosh, that goes back to what I was just saying. I found myself in a really just destructive relationship. I don't know if I will ever write a book or tell the details of everything that happened, but it has fundamentally changed me, and I'm sure it does for everyone. It's a sad world we live in, where as a woman, I just sort of assume that most of the women I'm in contact with have been through these experiences like I have, or something similar, because the more I open up and share, it's usually the case. And that is extremely heartbreaking and unacceptable, honestly. So we can do better as humans with each other. I'm not perfect. I don't have a perfect track record. But I also know that we can learn from these mistakes, and we can rise above, and we can treat each other with kindness and respect and love and dignity. So my thing for FE users, high FE users that sort of get sucked into situations, people, relationships, whatever, and we sort of feel like we need to rescue the other person, save them, heal them, help them, and you kind of feel like maybe if I do fix them or heal them or something, that I'll have done my job and they'll be okay and I'll be okay and everything will be okay. But it's not your job. It's not your job. And that hurts us, because I think we are intrinsically healers. And so, especially when you love someone, you really want to help them and heal them. Oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional just talking about this. But when they're hurting you, and no, my FE users, anyone, honestly, if you are highly empathetic, if you're a good-natured person, and you have a feeling in your gut that this isn't right, or someone's mistreating you or taking advantage of you, my gosh, get out, please. Reach out to loved ones that you know you can trust, because sometimes people manipulate and they lie and they make promises and they alter your reality in ways you could have never dreamed. Kind of like Mysterio with Spider-Man, honestly. But sorry, that's the metaphor it keeps playing in my mind, like the illusions. And I think sometimes FE users, were so used to giving people the benefit of the doubt and having such just a wide open heart, that it can be hard to experience the harshness of the world and feel like, oh my gosh, do I need to just close this thing off completely, because all it does is get me hurt. But no, you don't need to close it off. We just need to build better boundaries. We need to be stronger in ourselves and our beliefs and who we are and what we accept and expect. And we need to have that hard line of, you don't talk to me this way, you don't treat me this way, and if you step over that, then we're done. So there's a fine line between like forgiveness and then just being abused or being taken advantage of, or so yes, to answer Brad's question, I do think ENFJs, unfortunately, or not just ENFJs, I think people, honestly, just good people get taken advantage of, and but that we need to be the gatekeepers of our hearts and our minds and our souls, because it's a gift and it's precious, and you want to be able to shine, because some people, I think they try to dim your shine, but it's like, no, I'm here to shine so that others can shine, and so don't let them dim your shine. We need you. So great question. Thank you, Brad. That was very thought-provoking. I like how this is going from like my mindless banter to some deep stuff. That's awesome. And my last question was from Robert Jones. Hi, Robert. I actually have not met you, or you're not a super duper regular commenter, which I was so excited to see a new name. But I don't know if you came over from Professor Brock, because I wrote some comments on his channel. By the way, Professor Brock, if you're a big 80s nerd, he's got some great, or just music in general, he's great. But yes, this is wonderful. I love that I'm getting a mixture of people on my channel from music. Some people are here for art, some people are here for the writing, some people are here for the Myers-Briggs. Some people are here just because I'm a silly nerd. But yeah, so my favorite Duran Duran song, Robert, thank you. Last night I went through and I was trying to list my favorite songs and albums, and then I realized I have 13 songs on here and I have 3 albums. And I don't know if I can narrow it down. So part of me thinks I'm going to make a separate video just for you, Robert, just for that question, my favorite Duran Duran song, and then I can talk about the songs and I can talk about the albums. Actually, I might film it right after this one, honestly. I might, who knows, I might just keep the same shirt on. Because otherwise this is getting really long. 30 minutes, Rebecca. So yeah, I think I will continue that on part 2 of this. Because, gosh, these are all so great. But yeah. So please stay tuned for that. That should be fun. I really appreciate, yeah. I don't know, I'm going back and forth if I should just tell you some of my favorites. Okay, you know what? No, I'm going to make a separate video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions based on the answers I gave, or those questions, or maybe this led you down a different rabbit hole, please feel free to ask. I will continue to answer them in any way I can. I hope everyone's well. Please take care. As always, thank you for watching.